In this episode of DU Nation, we travel to the Texas Gulf Coast and team up with Thunderbird Hunting Club to kick off the first day of the second split of Texas's duck season.
So we started out the morning hunt we hunted a pond that was holding probably, I'm guessing, about 800 birds. And we were actually up on one of the landowners' lodges that he invited us to stay there for the weekend. So I pretty much knew what kind of birds were there and where they were at. So we decided to hunt the pit blind. And I'd hunted this pond long enough, over 20 years, that I knew that the birds were going to fly late. And they, sure enough, that's what they did.
I'm a private lands biologist with Ducks Unlimited out of our Texas field office. My primary duty is to run the Texas Prairie Wetlands Project, and a large part of that is working with clubs like Thunderbird to restore or enhance different wetland habitats. So a lot of times we're taking something that was a rice field and converting that back into a wetland so that they can use it for recreation and just general waterfowl habitat.
The primary birds we're shooting down here right now are greenwing teal. We just got a beautiful blue wing this morning. Pintails are coming in really nicely. Of course, we got our shovelers. Bluebills we're shooting. A group can come in with 12 different species, sometimes even more. It's a hodgepodge of, a bunch of different type of birds that come down here.
This club is kind of unique in the habitat, but also in the way that Todd manages it. Todd's probably one of the best landowners I've met so far at making sure that he always has a roosting pond and at keeping different levels of water. So he kind of keeps his units in different stages of management, where he'll have one that's been left sitting for a couple years and one that he maybe disturbs more frequently. And that's really good for that vegetation base. So it gives birds more food for a longer period.
Kill him, kill him, kill him.
Hope you caught all that on film.
Oh, yeah.
The drought was phenomenal this year, probably one of the worst we've ever seen. So we're in the beginning of December. We just recently shut off the water wells to give you an idea how dry it's been down here. So it's kind of had a pretty bad impact on the habitat down here unless you got fresh water. The salt marshes down here, they did not get an influx of fresh water. Therefore, we didn't have a lot of aquatics growing in the salt marshes. When you look at the freshwater impoundments, there was a better growth probably to the north of us, and we're probably holding twice as many birds up there as we did down south. Had a really good first split, good teal season. I think we were at 5,500 birds, averaging about 22, 23 birds per 4-man blind, so that's about as good as you can get, and these are all unguided hunts. This is the opening day of the second split. Pretty much everybody today shot limits of birds, but it's going to be a challenge as we, go further on because we don't have that much rain, and actually we don't want rain because the birds are eating that top layer of food off. We may have to start, pulling water off these ponds so the birds can get to that food. It wasn't tons of birds coming in, but, a flock here, a flock there, and we got a few snow geese too. So we had a really good hunt.
I think it's important just both from the perspective of the camaraderie that comes with hunting, but also to see how well our management's working. I'm out here in the summer and everything's dry, and I don't really know how the birds are utilizing that in the wintering periods. So it's good to get out there and just see that we're doing everything correctly and that the recommendations we're making are actually working, and to have that continued relationship with landowners like Todd and get those reports is really nice.